in 4, 3, 2, stay for 4, 3, 2, and 1. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Other one. Again. Again. One more time each way. Good, step touch. Try not to step on your cat if you have one. Swing those arms, add a bicep curl. Bicep curl in front, tap in front. Let's go back to those knees up. Arms up, pull them down. Good, up and over. We're going to stay on the same leg and double time it in 4, 3, 2. Here we go. Four more. 3, 2, 1. Opposite legs again. In a moment, we'll go to the other leg, double time it in 4, 3, 2. Here we go. Four more. Woo, step it out, step touch. Back to your biceps, but hamstrings this time with your biceps. I don't think that's for you. Good. Tricep. All right, remember a while ago, we did these hamstrings and we repeated 4 on each leg. We're going to repeat 8 on one leg and then the other. 4, 3, 2, stay for 8. Other leg. First leg. Second. And step touch. Woo! Bicep curl. 4, 3, 2, shoulders up, back and down. All right, let's start with that ball between our thighs, and feet are in parallel. Bring them in, so you're really squeezing that ball, feel those inner thighs, shoulders up, back and down, ribs are pulled down, way up on those toes, right, tippy toes. Bend your knees forward, glide down an imaginary wall. Come down, keep your grip on that ball, add this little arm movement if you want. Good. This time I want you to stay at the bottom and just squeeze the ball. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Now we're going to put those two things together. Squeeze at the bottom, come up, sit down, squeeze, up, sit, squeeze. You're up on your toes unless that's something that's bothering the ball of the foot or your calf. Otherwise, stay up on those tippy toes. Last two. And last one. Heels come down, and we're just going to lift the heels. While you're doing that, if you can, just see if you can lift up that chair and move it to the other side. Not a big deal. Bring that other arm up and out. Stay up on your tippy toes. Bend your knees, glide down an imaginary wall. This time, squeeze the ball. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come up. Sit down, 4, 3, 2, and 1, and up, down, squeeze, 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 and up. Is that only 3? There we go. And up, and down. Four, 3, 2, and 1. Stay with your knees bent. Drop your heels. That should be a big stretch. Lift your heels. Drop, lift, drop, lift. So as you're doing this, your legs are not straightening. You're staying in that bent knee position. You're just lifting your heels. Should be quite a bit of intensity on those calves. Good. And relax. All right. Ball out of your way. Let's take a quick stretch for those calves. Step back with your right foot. Make sure your feet are pointed straight ahead. Lunge into that left knee. Bend that right knee. Press it back down straight. Roll up on your toes. Turn it out. If that hip goes with it, press the hip forward. Lunge into it. In that knee. Straighten it. And then let's go pigeon-toed. Heel down. Press. Bend. Press, come up, right leg forward, left leg back, lunge into it, long stretch, bend that left knee, roll it up, press it down. And then turn your toe out and your heel in, bring that left hip with it, bend that knee, and then press it straight. Come on up, toe in, heel out, lunge, bend, and straighten. All right. Okay, so for this next round, some upper body stuff. I'm going to use my chair, and you have the option to use your chair if you know it's not going to slide and if you feel comfortable doing so. If not, you're just going to be with your toes on the ground in a regular push-up position. If you want to try the chair, you just kind of have to make your way into the chair and then find a push-up position, but with your hands directly underneath your shoulders. You don't want your hips tight, and you certainly don't want them sagging. And this is where you check in and make sure your chair is not going to slide. So we're going to do what we call a pre-plank. So that means you round your shoulders and you squeeze them together. You round them and you squeeze them together. 4 more, round and squeeze. This is just posture work. Make sure that you're not tucking your hips, or that you're not rounding your hips. Your hips are staying. Good. Now come to neutral. Bend your elbows backwards and press straight. Tiny movement for me. You might be able to go farther down, but make sure it's a tricep press up or tricep push up. Your elbows come backwards, and then the arms straighten. And then come out of this, bring a foot down, woo, and then the other foot. Bend your knees, hands on your thighs, round your tailbone, extend it, and then we're going to do that same thing with the shoulders. Round them, squeeze them, round them, squeeze them. One more, round and squeeze. All right. If that was okay with you, we're doing something similar. If that was too much, you're going to be on your toes. If you want to do it, you're going to have your hands wider this time, because we're going to be doing a regular push-up. So then you're going to get your feet back up in the chair. And again, hands are wider. We're going to start squeezing the shoulder blades, rounding, squeeze and round, and then push-ups if that works for you. And then come on out of it. Bend your knees, hands on your thighs. Woo, shoulders out of your ears. Lift it up. Beautiful. So that should have been a little bit intense for you. It was for me. Let's grab our chair again. Back to the ball between your thighs. This time, however, you're going to bring those heels in to touch. We're going to keep the heels on the ground for now. Widen the knees, and then scoop up and in. Really feel those inner thighs engage. Bend, scoop up and in. Bend, scoop up and in. And then you have the option, if you want to to lift up on your toes, but if you do so, make sure your heels are still touching. Bend, squeeze up and in. So you're staying up on those toes. And finally, if you want to add the last element, you come down on your heels, you come up as you squeeze. So you're going to go up and down, bending the knees and dropping into the heels. Really squeeze those thighs together at the top. Squeeze as hard as you can. 4 more like this. 2 back. Last 2. Last 1. Stay down. Heels are together. You're lifted up on your toes. Knees are apart, and we're going to squeeze, 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 squeeze. Can you squeeze and come up and down just an inch, half range? And relax. Woo, let's get a little hamstring. So we're going to bring that chair with your right hand on it, and that ball is going behind your left leg. All right, first thing you want to do is bend your right knee so that our booty's not sticking out. We're in a straight line down that imaginary wall again. Left leg, instead of having the knee in front of you, let's make it be behind us. So it's straight down from your hip, not ahead. So put your hand down there, make sure that's the case, and then flex through the heel and just hamstring curl. Maybe bring your knees to touch for even more challenge. If your inner thighs are touching each other, we're going to be working that medial hamstring. Three, 2, and 1. Keep that squeeze on your hamstring with the leg to the side. Again, make sure that right knee is still bent. I don't know if you guys can see this. 2 more. Leave that leg up with the heel here and squeeze. Hamstring curl. In 4, 3, 2, double time it, squeeze, squeeze. 3, 2, and 1. Woo, hopefully that left leg feels something. Cross that ankle over, sit that booty out behind you, round it under, and stick it out again. Good. Let's swing all of that over to the opposite side. So now left hand on the back of the chair. Ball is held behind your right knee in that left leg. Good. Tuck the hip under, but yet press the thigh back, right? So we don't go here. We go back a little so that we're straight down from the hip. From there, squeeze the abs in, hamstring curl. Again, if you have your inner thighs touching each other, that'll be a little more challenging. So she has not messed with the Christmas gifts until right now. She knows she's on camera, yes. Last 2, last 1. Now we're going to flare to the side. So you lift ankle and knee at the same time. Almost there. 2 more. Leave that leg up. Hamstring curl. Double time it. Go, go. 3, 2, and 1. Fall in the chair. Take that right leg across the left. Sit into it, booty up and out. and then round it under, and then stick it out again. Good, bring that up, and we're going back over to the first side. So same thing, right knee is gonna be bent, ball is gonna be behind your left leg. Only this time, we're gonna lengthen out as much as we feel like is comfortable for us. Long spine, make sure your tailbone's not tucked under. It's in neutral, but then you need to pull those ribs in. That left leg is flexed towards the sky. And again, that right knee really needs to be bent, right? So we're going back to that hamstring slow motion. And double time it. Hold it here, squeeze it in, push the heel to the sky. Slow push, squeeze. Slow push, squeeze. Press that heel, squeeze it in, hamstring at the top. Oh, you feel that in your booty and your hamstring. Last two like this. Last one, keep it squeezed in, just press the heel, lift, lift. Last two. Oh, bring that down. This time, cross that left leg in front of the right. And up and over. Beautiful. Hands back on that chair and just roll back with that tailbone, lift that left toe. And then back through center. Here we go, other side. All right, so again, left knee is bent, ball is behind the right leg. We scoot that chair forward, we lengthen out, make sure that left knee is bent. We flex through that heel, and we're gonna start just with that slower hamstring curl. Good, then we're gonna press to the sky, hamstring at the top. Press up with the heel, squeeze in. Press up and squeeze, press up and squeeze, press and squeeze, press and squeeze. And now we leave it up there, and we take away the hamstring, and we just push up. A little faster. And relax. Woo! Cross that right leg in front of the left. And up and over. Beautiful. All right. Okay. We're going to go back to a little bit more, or back to our upper body. You can probably hold this ball between your thighs just to keep some engagement there. And then your hands are going to be on the outside of your chair. You're going to walk back, and you're going to hinge yourself forward till you're in that push-up or plank position. Make sure that your tailbone isn't piped up, but you're also not sagging. So from your shoulder to your heel, you're in a straight line. Elbows come backwards for that tricep work. Ribs in. Almost there. Can you bend your elbows and hover here for 8, 7, 6, 4, 2, and 1. Woo! Press it back. Roll the palms to the sky. Maybe put them on the back of your chair if that would help you open up that chest. Drop your chest between your arms. Get a nice stretch here. Good, and then bring your hands down, round it, and extend it. Okay, we're gonna do one last round of what we did at the beginning with that chair. You can keep the ball there if you want that added challenge and awareness. You could even move it between your ankles for a lot of awareness. No, you can't because there's no way. Never mind. You can't get into the chair like that. What? All right, so when you are ready, we're in that straight arm plank position, hands right below your shoulders, heels together, toes together. Just start with that retraction and rounding. Retract and round. This is just really good for our posture. And then we're going to try a little tricep work here, right? Elbows come backwards. We lower ourselves down as a unit, making sure that you are still in that plank position in your body. And then come down. And you can press all the way back, rotate palms to the sky. And then as you come up, slink it up and round it. Slink and round. All right. I know it seems early, but don't worry, there's more. You're down on the ground, take that ball, put it underneath you, either centered or slightly over to the left. Now, if you want to have your chair handy, we'll do a little experiment here, see how it works for you. You're going to extend your right leg, not in front and not all the way to the side, about halfway. But then I need you to roll it open, right? Sit tall. With this right hand, actually it's probably easier with the seat of the chair facing you. With this right hand, press down on the chair. This is going to help you keep your balance. All right, as you're ready, lift that right leg off the ground. Isn't that better than right? Sit tall, point and flex. Good. Point the toe, lift 1 inch. Flex through the heel, lift 1 inch. Take a little break. We are not quite done with that leg. We have 2 more rounds here. Shoulders out of your ears, point the toes, lift that leg off the ground, bend it 1 inch, and then reach and reach and reach and reach, reach. Good. Flex the heel and push, 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 push. And relax. All right. Let's give that leg a little stretch. So bring that, we're going to go ahead and take the ball out from under you. Bring that right leg behind you. Push it back really nice and far. You can use that ball to lean on if you want. And then right arm up and over. Maybe lift it up behind you. Good girl. Good. And then tuck those ribs. Beautiful. All right, come on up. You're going to move your chair to the other side if you liked having that to help you stay in extension. And then that ball is either coming underneath you centered or slightly underneath your right hip. Right leg is in, left leg is out. And again, not straight out, nor off to the side too much, about halfway between the two. And then find the place for that left hand to push down. Point your right toes, roll that whole leg open and lift. Keep it going. And then from there, point and flex. You thought I forgot it? I did. Good. From there, flex through the heel and lift. And lift. And relax. And then we have that second round. So again, push your hand down in that chair, roll that leg open, abs in, lift it up, point and reach, and reach, and reach. And then flex through the heel and push, and push. And come on down. You can roll off that ball. Take that left leg behind you, press it back. Left arm up and over, open to the sky, and then crunch those ribs and hips together. All right. And then come on over. You can keep your chair where it is. I'm going to switch sides just because. All right. And then you're going to come onto your hands and knees, only your hands are going to end up in this chair in a minute, so you want to be far enough away that you can do that. Put that ball behind that left knee. Then both hands are in the chair, and before we do anything, all you're going to do is drop your head between your arms and feel that long stretch through that whole chest area, and then press your hands down and lift yourself up and squeeze the shoulder blades together. So you're going to press down and through, lift up and squeeze. All right. Then from there, you're going to take that right leg up off the ground, and I need you to squeeze in only, and then stretch those arms out. Drop your head. If you don't have antlers, you won't have a problem. Point your toe to the sky, and then we're going to poke a hole in the ceiling with the sky. Good. And press. Now with that upper body, I'm just pressing down with my hands. Good. Stay at the top, point the toes, squeeze in, hamstring curl. And relax. All right, we're going to bring that down. We're going to bring that ball over behind your right leg this time. Stretch those arms out. Find your head in a nice neutral position. Tuck your toes up towards the sky. Abs in. Poke a hole in the ceiling. Good. Keep those toes up there, hamstring curl. And relax. All right. Park your ball for just a second while you just let those hips rock side to side. Round into your kitty cat stretch and open up into your reindeer. And then we are spinning over onto our spine. Keep your chair handy, please. Okay, so we're going to go to one more little booty exercise. Actually, I think you can scoot your chair out of the way for this. But both feet are on the ball, and they're rolled up so that your feet are just a little bit ahead of your knees. Hands down by your sides. Shoulders up and down and out of your ears. Nod your head yes to lengthen out. And then press into the ball to lift your hips in a bridge. Okay, now again, as always, depending on how much of a inflated ball you have, you might see if you could hover your hands, increase that work in the hamstring and the glutes. Or maybe you just want to do a little roll forward and back and ignite those hamstrings a little bit more. Notice if your booty was starting to drop as mine was, be aware of that. And relax. All right, fun times. We're going to shift that ball underneath your left foot. Put the right foot on the ground. When you're ready, press your hands into the ground and lift up. All right, so options. Option one, just roll that ball in and out, maybe hands lift. Option two, you're going to try to lift that right leg up off the ground. And then again, you can roll that ball if you want, or you could lift and lower. Or you can just stay. Bring that down when you're ready. And shift that ball underneath your right foot, please. Left foot on the ground. And then as you are ready, you're going to lift up. And then again, option to roll in and out with your arms up, or if and when you feel ready, you can lift that left leg up off the ground. And then again, you can poke a hole in the ceiling, or you can roll in and out, or some combination, or just hold it. And relax. Woo, we're gonna give those a little bit of love. So we're gonna bring that ball behind the right knee. You're gonna pull that right knee over towards your right shoulder, rotate the right ankle in, grab that right ankle, press open, and then go the other way with the knee in and then right leg out, and left leg comes in. Give it a nice hug, roll it over to the left, grab that ankle, and then go the opposite so that the knee comes across. Okay, we are going to work a little bit of ab work here. So we're going to bring that ball in between our shoulders. And the first thing we're going to do is just open our palms to the sky and just hang out here, maybe nod yes, but feel a nice stretch across your chest. If this is a lot of tension on the neck, you can still get that same stretch by bending the elbows and supporting the head. So you'll still get that. It'll change the angle just a little bit on those pectorals. But just feel that opening across the chest. Maybe you can just support with one hand and let the other get a stretch and then reverse. All right, and then, we're gonna work. So fingers to the edges of your skull. Try to get your elbows on the ground and feel how that feels to keep that chest that far open. Nod your head yes, deep breath in. On the exhale, I want you to push into the ball to lift yourself up no more than a 45-degree angle. On the inhale, I want you to touch your elbows down, and if it's okay with your body, drop your head back without tipping your chin up, so your chin stays tucked. Exhale, press into the ball to lift up. Inhale, up and over that ball, chin nodded yes. Exhale to lift. Inhale, up and over. Exhale to lift. Inhale, up and over. And press into the ball and lift up and over and press. Good, couple more. And then if you want to add on, try lifting one knee up when you come up, but don't forget the up and over part. Now, if you really want to test your balance, you lift both knees into tabletop and keep this going. Make sure you don't neglect the up and over part. I feel like I've been drinking. Keep that going. And then relax, come back down to that stretch. Maybe bring your hands behind your head, lengthen out for a second. All right, fingertips back to where they were. Chin nodded yes. Feet come right underneath your knees. Lift up into your bridge and keep lifting and lifting. So this should be a little bit different, a little extra challenge on the ball. Hold for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Drop it down. Lift and hold. 4, 3, 2, and 1, and drop. Good. Give your neck as much support as you need to. Usually you don't have your head lifted in a bridge, so give it some nice support. Good. 2 more times. Lift. Last time. Lift it up. And relax. All right. I just have to show you guys. She brought her little Clarice to my antlers. She knows reindeer to reindeer because she's got an IQ of a Mensa. She's a Mensa cat. All right. Sorry, my child. All right, we're gonna come down, we're gonna put that ball between our thighs. We're gonna bring our big toes to touch. And then we're just gonna squeeze that ball. We're gonna work our inner thighs, just hanging out here, nice and easy, cruisy. Just squeeze in, hands by your sides, palms open to the sides if that might feel good. Chin nodded yes. Abs drawn in, ribs are flat. Four more. Good. Hold this squeeze, and now it's a pulse. Squeeze, 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 squeeze. Two and 1. We are not quite done. The last thing we're going to do is an isometric squeeze. Just hold, squeeze as hard as you can. You're trying to pop the ball. Squeeze and hold. I think she's trying to give me CPR. And relax. Oh, that should be pretty intense on those inner thighs. So let's bring the soles of the feet together and just passively stretch. I wouldn't even add any weight at this point. You could even support a little bit underneath if that would feel good. And then bring those knees up and in. All right. We're going to take that ball, we're going to bring it between our ankles now. And then we're going to try and keep our big toes touching or at least close together. If you need to go into a heels together, you can play with this. But knees are in tabletop, abs are drawn in, neutral spine, back of the neck is long, hands by your sides for our toe touch. Inhaling, exhaling, belly button pulls in. On the inhale, lower and lift those legs. Now, if you want to add love, squeeze those ankles together as you're coming up. And as always, check your symmetry. Are both sides of the sacrum touching the whole time? Are they touching equally? Does it shift? As my feet go away, I shift left, and then as they come up, they shift right. So I'll try to correct that. Girl, good girl. Good. And bring that up and in. All right, now you're going to bridge up, and you're going to bring that ball right underneath your tailbone. So you end up in that pelvic tilt. Hands down by your sides. And then we come into our tabletop again. Options, keep your ankles and knees together or pit it open just as you did a moment ago with the toe touch. Pull the ribs in, and then on an inhale, you lower those legs forward and you come back up. Now the challenge would be, could you bend your elbows first? Could you bring those arms to the sky? And just keep your shoulders down and not roll off your ball, as I'm slowly doing. Keep those abs drawn in, ribs and hips close together, neutral spine, back of the neck long. Good, and then feet down, lift up, come out of that bridge. All right, and then we are going to hug those knees in for just a quick second. Let it take a quick rock side to side, and then we go tabletop. We're going to bring that ball against the right thigh, front of the right thigh. Down close to your hip, place your hands on top of the ball, and you're going to push. So you're going to use those triceps, right? At the same time, you're going to push equally with the right thigh. So you might feel a little bit in the hip. You should definitely feel it in your abs. Holding and pressing for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring the ball to the left thigh. Notice which hand was on top, so you can switch that up. So switch your hands, and again, press. Hands pressing against the ball, ball pushing against the thigh. Equally, the thigh presses against the ball, holding 4, 3, 2, and 1. Back to your right thigh, switch your hands, press. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Switch it up again, switch your hands, press against the left thigh. Notice if the other hip rocks up, try and keep it stable. Back to that right thigh, switch your hands. And back to the left, switch your hands. Relax for a second. Adding on, you know it's coming. Left leg straight up in the air, right knee tabletop, ball against the right, and press as you reach through your left toes, abs held in, 4, 3, 2, 1. Switch it up, reach through those right toes, hold 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, switch and stretch, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, switch, exhale, reach, 4, 3, 2, 1. Keep that going for me, please. Good. Couple more seconds here. All right, and then relax And this time we're gonna go wide with those knees, and we're gonna drop the right knee in, and the left leg drops to the left. Then as you come back through center, drop the right knee open, let the left knee drop in. Just stretching out those hip flexors that might have gotten a little tight right there. And then right back to center. Hug those knees in again, and then we're gonna put the ball on the ankle this time. Elbows wide, forehead up towards your knees. We're gonna exhale and roll. Rolling like a ball. As I've been mentioning, check your symmetry. See if one side rolls more or better than the other. And next time you come up, or you can roll over onto one side to come up, put your feet in front of you and take that ball behind your sacrum. And then you get to lean against it. So this should be the first time today that the ball feels good. But notice if you're hunkered against it, right? So arms are fairly straight. We're hinged at the hips, shoulders out of your ears. All I want you to do for now is bend the elbows and squeeze, just sort of a rowing motion. Again, awareness of those shoulder blades. But the whole time you're holding back here in that isometric contraction for your abs, I hope. Good, last two and last one. Stay hinged back, open your arms into a V, rotate and center, rotate and center. One side, center, other side, center. Just keep your breathing going. Last two. And relax. Go ahead and roll that ball and just let your body drape over it, back to that opening stretch for your chest. Move it as much as you need to. And then when you're ready, go ahead and pull it out from under you. And let's use the ball to stretch. So ball behind your right knee. Left knee is bent, grab that right knee and let it open to the right. At the same time, let the left knee open to the left. Maybe do a couple rotations with your right ankle because we did work that calf today. And then as you come back through center, straighten out the left leg, bring that right knee in, and now you're gonna bring your hands on each side of the ball and really bring that rib to thigh. And see if you can press your tailbone down. And then bring the ribs and the thighs to meet. And the tailbone might curl up a little. And now see if you can press it back down and bring the thigh in at the same time. So if you really get that, you might start a little bounce in your leg, and that's fine. Flex through the heel, press that right heel up in the air, and then eventually straighten out that leg. Bring a ball wherever, behind your hamstring or your calf, and let's point and flex through that ankle and rotate. And then put those two things together, point and rotate and flex and rotate. And then finally, you're gonna bring that ball over to your left side and let the right knee drop onto the ball, or if you have the flexibility, let it drop all the way over. And then drape the right ankle across the left thigh, passive figure four stretch. And as you bring those knees up, bring that ball behind your left hamstring. You can use that right elbow to press that right knee open. And then finally, we'll close that gap completely, ball onto your left shin. And once again, knees are going to drop to the left. You have the option to put the ball there for them to land on the ball, or you can just let your knees go all the way. You can hold the ball in your opposite hand. And then gently come on back through center. Let's straighten out the legs and just see if that right side might feel a little better. I hope so. Bend both knees, and then the ball goes behind the left knee. Hug it up and over to the left, and you can let that right knee drop open. And let's point and flex and circle while our left foot's over there. And then come back through center, straighten the right leg, grab the ball and pull that left knee in, and then let the tailbone roll back down. and then pull it in, even if that tailbone curls a little bit, and then press away. And now try and keep the tailbone long as you pull that leg in. Flex to the left heel, point, press it up to the sky, and then straighten the leg. And again, we'll point and flex. We'll circle. And then we'll try and do both. Point, circle, flex, circle. Good. And then bend that knee. And you have the option to put it on the ball over to your right or all the way over if you want. Drape the ankle across the right thigh as you come back. Thread your needle with the ball behind that right hamstring if that's okay with you. Use that left elbow to press it open. And then cross all the way over. And once again, option to let the knees drop onto that ball, or if you don't need that, then go ahead and let the knees drop and the ball can be in the opposite hand. And then gently come on back through center. We'll lengthen out those arms and those legs. Exhale, you're going to come up however you need to. You can roll over, you can sit yourself up. And you're going to come onto your hands and knees. You can unmute yourselves, of course, so that you can cat and reindeer with me. Ball is between your thighs if you want. If it's not there, that's okay. And then we're going to exhale and round to our cat. And open into our reindeer. And cat. And reindeer. From there, hands go a little farther forward, tuck those toes, find that flat plank that we had earlier, round those shoulders, squeeze them, round them, squeeze them, and then push those hips back, walk yourself back, pedal out your heels. Good, bend both knees, knee with your hands on your thighs. Let's do one more cat reindeer. Good, and then we bring that up. All right. Thank you guys. I do have another OMG and, you know, my little shadow here, who knows what